Hey, good morning. Good morning. This is your Summit Heights Saturday update. It's March the 13th, and I'm Pastor Chris Hallett. Thank you so much for joining me today. Got a few things to cover today in our Saturday update. The first one is don't forget to set your clocks forward. It's daylight savings time starting tomorrow. So don't forget to spring forward, set your clocks an hour ahead before you go to bed tonight. We wouldn't want you to be late for worship tomorrow. Tomorrow we're continuing our series. It's a Lent-based series on First Peter, based on First Peter, and we're reading through First Peter for Lent this year to reflect on how these words written nearly 2,000 years ago have a particular resonance in our lives today. And our visual, our theme slide is Louisville upside down, the skyline. It represents the upside down world that we're living in today. What people used to think of as good is now called evil, and what people used to think of as evil is now called good. And we're living kind of in this upside down time where Christian values are no longer the dominant values in our culture. Certainly there's no question about it. There are still Christian influences on our culture. However, the dominant culture is no longer a Christian culture. So we who are Christians or Christ followers, we are like strangers, aliens, exiles living in a strange land. And that's how Peter spoke to the Christians in Asia Minor in the first century. And so we find this connection between what he was saying to those folks 2,000 years ago, almost 2,000 years ago, and what Peter is saying to us, and God, through Peter's words, is saying to us in the 21st century. So tomorrow, my message is called Hope Displayed. We're gonna talk about the hope that we have in Christ, despite the potential persecution that comes from living a life fundamentally at odds with the norms and values of the world that surrounds us, the fallen, rebellious world, dying world. Well, we have hope. We have hope because of the life, death, resurrection, ascension, and the return of Jesus the Messiah. And because we have hope, we display hope in our lives and in our words. So join us for worship tomorrow as we continue this series, Strangers in a Foreign Land. We worship at 10:45 on Sundays. We worship in person here at 7400 Outer Loop. And then we worship also simultaneously online. We have 3 ways you can connect with us online. SummitHeights.online.church. That would be the preferred method because you have a community there. It's like an online community. And there's Bible verses. There's the notes that we have for our bulletin are online there. And there's a wonderful chat ability to connect with the other folks who are worshiping with you online. And if you do come in person at 10:45, we encourage you to wear a mask. We actually require a mask. The vaccines are rolling out, and that's great. But we're going to continue to practice physical distancing. We're continuing to have our shorter services, and we're continuing to wear masks and take your temperature at the door. We want to make sure that we stay safe, even as the virus is starting to fade. We see some real positive signs, but we're not there yet. Haven't arrived there yet, but we definitely see light at the end of the tunnel, so I'm excited about that. But we do want to continue to make sure that we are doing what we can to watch over one another in love and keep each other safe. So join us in person, 10:45, or online at 10:45. Tomorrow we're starting a new fundraiser. It's a virtual fundraiser for sending Summit Heights students to Lucan this summer. And you can help be a part of that by donating to our virtual Lucan fundraiser. In non-COVID times, Rooted, our student ministry, hosts a meal, and they invite members of our congregation and others to that meal and to donate to help send kids to camp. Well, we can't do that right now because of COVID, but Lucan, who didn't have summer camp last summer, is moving forward this year with summer camp plans, and they're taking into account all the safety measures that they need to do. The camps are actually going to be smaller this year. And so we want to send our youth, we want to send our young people because we want them to experience the opportunities for faith and growth that Lucan has to offer. And I cannot begin to tell you the impact that Lucan had on my life personally, and the summer camps there, and the retreat opportunities there. God really uses this place in a powerful way. So we want to encourage our young people to be a part of that. So to support this fundraising effort, you can mark your check or your online donation Lucan. Just write Lucan in the memo. Thank you for your generosity. Also, there is a link in the video description that will take you to our website that will explain what this is all about. So don't miss out on that. Click on that. You can go to our website and check out more information. Another thing we're doing that starts tomorrow is we're going to start collecting items for flood buckets. Due to the recent flooding in Eastern Kentucky, the United Methodist Committee on Relief needs help replenishing their supply of flood buckets. These are buckets that are filled with various cleaning supplies, and so we'll be assembling these buckets, and we're going to need your help both in providing buckets and the contents of the buckets and in the assembly of the buckets. So over the next several weeks, we're going to be collecting items which you can drop off at the church building. You can bring them to worship with you, or you can bring them during our normal office hours, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., Monday through Friday. Now, again, there is a link. Oops, that wasn't supposed to be there. There we go. There is a link in the video description below. There's a link. If you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, there's a link there. You can click on that and you can find out more information. One of the things that's very important, very, very important, is that you note the very specific instructions about the types and items and sizes that they need, because it all has to fit in that bucket. And so just be careful that you pay attention to that when you're out purchasing items to donate for these flood buckets. Thank you so much for your generosity in helping people who are in need. All right, don't forget, daylight savings time starts tonight. You need to spring forward. Set your clocks an hour ahead before you go to bed, okay? And do me a favor, like and share this video. Like the video if you're on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page. This is the way we keep connected with you, but also it's a great way to share with your friends on social media what God is doing, how the good news is being expressed and lived out and proclaimed here through the ministry of Summit Heights United Methodist Church. Thank you so much. God bless you. Hope you have a blessed day.